Hi everyone, welcome to my channel. In this video, we'll be talking about the Chinese hack into the Barracuda email server gateways that impacted thousands of users. Please remember to like and subscribe. Alright, let's get into it. Fact 1. Phishing email attack. The People's Republic of China's government hackers was able to hack into all those Barracuda email server gateways using very common old-school phishing attacks. Phishing attacks are essentially legitimate-looking emails that ask the user to click on the attachment, and then once they click on the attachment, the email hack begins. The attachment unleashes a whole suite of malicious code that will then crawl through the entire server system and embed themselves and continue to exploit all possible situations in order to feed information back to the hackers. This email hack wasn't that sophisticated in terms of targeting the users. The Chinese hackers simply sent out thousands and thousands of emails, if not millions, asking people to click on the attachments. And so if you didn't click on the attachments, chances are you wouldn't have been impacted. However, because the virus does propagate itself through all the Barracuda email gateways, it likely even impacted users that was on the gateway but did not click on the attachments. Alright, fact 2. Barracuda email security gateway. The malicious code and virus that the Chinese hackers mainly exploited was from the Barracuda email security gateway servers. These servers are essentially software-defined servers, so the hardware is pretty much independent, and they were able to attack the software side of the security gateway by identifying all the loopholes that could potentially be used. Their hack executed numerous commands arbitrarily by the Chinese hackers on the email gateway servers. They're also able to use the gateway server because it was connected with so many other components to propagate itself across many other gateway servers. As a result, anyone who installed the Barracuda email gateway security servers have been impacted by this virus. The virus also is very subtle and very difficult to detect, and as a result, most of the administrators on the Barracuda email security gateway servers were not able to see there was a malicious code propagated itself throughout their network and able to download all the information and other emails necessary. Cool. Let's get into the next fact. Fact 3. JPG, TAR, and DAT files. The Chinese hackers really used three main file types. As I mentioned in the previous section, it was mainly a phishing attack where it tricked the user to click on the attachment. The three different types of file extensions were JPEG, TAR files, or .dat files. You can imagine when people see JPEG files, they assume it's a picture and click on it. Once they do that, it's immediately infected with their code. Other two types, TAR files and DAT files, are a little more complicated and people generally are more wary on clicking them. TAR files are the very common compression type files, and perhaps the people were curious on what is being compressed and click on the TAR file, and once untarred, you have just unzipped or uncompressed a malicious set of code. DAT files are a little more like system type files, and if you click on them, chances are you'll probably click on everything because generally your friends will not send you these type of file systems. Alright, fact 4. 1/3 government hacked. The Chinese hackers made no discrimination between who to target. They simply blasted out all these phishing emails as wide as they can, as far as they can. However, it's very interesting to note that over 1/3 of the attacks were directed at governments. The Chinese hackers really wanted to get into government institutions, likely because they found out the loopholes within the Barracuda email server gateways that allowed them to continually propagate the code once a particular employee clicks on the attachment and have the code installed into the server systems. And as Chinese hackers, because they are state sponsored, they're probably more interested in government espionage rather than common people personal emails. They probably don't care about your personal dog emails or your itinerary to your trips. They care more about exploiting government sensitive information so that they can use it to their advantage in case the situation arises where they are trying to compete or destroy the other government. And so as a result, over 1/3 of the hacks was against state governments, meaning governments around the world, nation states. Alright, let's get into the last fact. Fact 5. Mostly US exploits. Look at this. This is the affected organizations by region. You can see over 55% was in America. The Chinese hackers really love to target the United States government. And remember when I mentioned in the previous section that 1/3 of the hacks was against government employees. As a result, it's fairly simple to deduce that the Chinese hackers really wanted to install malicious code and exploit US government security vulnerabilities and gain insights on the US government. They're really interested in finding out all the secrets that the United States government has through their email gateway servers so that they can have an upper advantage when it comes time to defend themselves against the United States. The United States, in turn, needs to be more careful about installing commercial off-the-shelf products because these products could be analyzed by Chinese hackers, state-sponsored, and eventually potentially exploited in its loopholes. Governments launching cyber attacks against another government is a fairly old story, and one should expect that it's continuing even today. Alright, that's it for my video today. Thank you so much for watching. Please remember to like and subscribe. See you next time.